attending our press conference. I am very pleased to introduce Joe Falk, owner of Circle Sport TMG, and Jeffrey Earnhardt, Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series driver in his new Hulu driver suit. Jeffrey, why don't you start by telling us how you feel about having Hulu on board as a sponsor?
Well, to be able to partner with such a big company like Hulu is huge for myself or the race team, Circle Sport with TMG, but also to be partnered with a company that's the new generation of television. I think it's going to be a big fit for what we're looking for here in NASCAR with the new generation of NASCAR. So there's a lot of really cool things that I see in the future coming with the partnership with us and Hulu, and excited about everything from here on to come.
Joe, your thoughts?
Well, it's we didn't just get them yesterday. We've been working on this quite a while, and ever since our association started together. And it's really Hulu is the kind of company that we're looking for our sport, not just NASCAR, but as car owners and everybody involved with their new generation. They're excited to be involved with NASCAR, and they're excited to be involved with you guys. And we certainly hope that you all treat them kindly. And they are the next generation, and to delivering media to everybody. And if you don't have a Hulu subscription, I suggest you get one.
Thank you. Obviously, with rain delays in our sport and the busy travel schedule that the press has, maybe tell us a little bit about your experience with Hulu.
Yeah, I mean, some great things with Hulu. They now have live stream television on their Hulu app. I mean, you can watch it from your phone, from your living room, pretty much just about anywhere, as long as you have a cell phone signal or internet connection. I was joking around with everybody. I was like, man, this could be tough. I don't know how I'm getting hunting done when I'm sitting in the stand or in the duck blind watching Hulu. But no, it's amazing, what you're able to do, and I mean, you're able to keep up with all your shows, movies, like I said, live TV. You can watch the races from your phone now if you want. So much cool stuff that you're able to do on Hulu that's making it that much more accessible to be able to see all the things that we enjoy to watch.
I think we'll just turn it over to any questions you might have.
Zach Tanzvetti, Front Stretch. A couple questions. Just talk about the sponsorship deal. I mean, obviously the team's been struggling this year. How important is it for you to pick up a sponsor like this for your team? Do you think this can really help the team overall?
I think we both probably answer with pretty good answers, but I mean, being a small team, it's huge for us. Every dollar goes a long way, and there's been races where we haven't had sponsorship, and that's tough on I mean, it's tough on anyone, but it's even tougher on a small team like us. But to be able to have good companies like Hulu come on board is huge, and not just being able to have more funding going to the track, but to get us more exposure and branding is a huge plus too. So there's a lot of, I mean, Joe, you can talk more about it, but there's tons of benefits I see to this, and better in our season as it goes on from here.
Well, as we're all well aware of, money drives the performance side of the sport and the sport. And I've been fortunate enough to be around for quite a while and spent my own money and still spending it, and through myself and Curtis Key on this deal. And I've had a lot of support from Richard Childress over the years, helping us out, and we are looking forward to having this influx of things to be able to get us to the next level, and really I mean, nobody knows we need to improve more than I do, and but it's certainly been a struggle this year, and we've just had some of the craziest things happen. But we're looking forward to it, and of course, having Hulu on makes us legitimate in a lot of people's eyes, and I think we'll see a lot more support from Chevrolet and everybody else involved.
Yeah, just Jeffrey, just evaluate your season this year. Any improvements that the team is making, especially you personally. You did quite a few races last year, so just evaluate this season and any improvements you think you as a driver is making this year.
Sorry, I couldn't hardly make out what you were saying there.
Evaluate yourself as a driver this year. This is your second year. You were the Go Fast last year. So for this year, as a driver, evaluate your performance and how you're gelling with the Cup Series.
I mean, I think, I still have a long way to go and learn as a driver and developing myself. It's only my second year in the Cup Series, and, I've been, talking and working with several people throughout the garage and trying to shorten that learning curve as quick as possible. And I've learned a lot, but I know there's a ton more to be learned. It's like, I think, hell, Jimmy Johnson would probably tell you he learns something every weekend. So the learning never stops in this sport. There's always, changes. There's always different scenarios that make you have to act accordingly. And but as far as I go, I really think, I do have a long way to go. Like I said, I feel like I'm trying to do all I can to shorten that learning curve and make myself a better driver to give Joe Falk the best results that I can.
Bob Hawkers, ESPN. Joe, how many races is this for? And for Jeffrey, do you kind of feel like this is your time that you need to show something as people are looking for an Earnhardt to root for next year?
Yeah, this deal is for 19 races, which is what we had left over. We already had some of the other races sold, 5 of them to be exact. So Hulu is 19, and there'll be an associate sponsor on the car for the other races. But it's a long-term deal, and we certainly know that that people get. Everybody in the garage will be calling them up tomorrow, telling them they can give them a better deal. But hopefully they like me and Jeffrey good enough to stick with us, and we're hoping for a lot of different things here other than just Hulu name on the car. We're working on a partnership with them on some media and other things.
Obviously with Junior leaving, it's a big shock to this sport. He's quite the fan base, but I feel like there's always pressure to perform, and probably a little bit more now. But one of the main goals that I want to achieve in my career is to continue the legacy that my grandfather built. That means a lot to me, and I know how much that man meant to the sport and the fans and stuff. So if I can continue that legacy at some level, I'd like to say that I'm going to go deliver it, at its best. But those were big shoes that he made, and I don't think I could ever get close to even considering filling those. But if I could just do a big portion of keeping that Earnhardt legacy alive, I'd be pretty happy.
He does have the Earnhardt legacy of the hard head, I'll tell you that.
Claire? Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net and PRN. Jeffrey, talk about the challenges of having the Earnhardt name, and to expand on Bob's question a little bit. Do you think that any of the fan base from Junior will gravitate towards you? And what, as I said, what are the challenges of being the only Earnhardt left in the series?
I think it's a double-edged sword, honestly. The Earnhardt name definitely helps with recognition and getting exposure and catching the eye of partners that we want to bring in. But it also it's a lot of pressure. Dale Jr.'s, like I said, done so much. My grandfather's done so much. They've laid down some pretty tough tracks to follow. But like I said, I'm going to keep doing my thing. I know, like I said, I know I got a lot to learn. I know I got a lot of development to go in myself, and we got a long ways to build our race program, and we're aware of that. And I know, it's not going to happen overnight. Hell, my grandpa didn't become a champion overnight. He bust his butt to get there and become, you know, who he becomes. So, you know, that's kind of what I feel like I'm doing, and I like it that way. You know, it makes you appreciate the opportunities a lot more, and respect the opportunities that you get, like what Joe put me in the car this year.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Always good to have a good sponsor on the car. I wonder if a media company as big as Hulu, if that really is going to give you some visibility as well, that the type of sponsorship that it is, being a media-related company, will really help out in kind of getting your story out.
Yeah, I mean, I have no doubt that, you know, Hulu's going to probably benefit me when I can benefit them. I mean, they're a large company, and like you said, on the media side, they're pretty massive. So, you know, I feel like, like I said, them being the next generation of TV, and, you know, that being what this sport is targeting, that next generation. You know, getting the younger crowd more, you know, into NASCAR. I think it's a really great fit, and I see, like I said, I see huge benefits on everyone's part coming out of this partnership, and I can't wait to get it started. I mean, I'm tickled to death just sitting here in a Hulu uniform. I'm about to be driving a Hulu car, so you know, I'm very thankful for the opportunity. I'm excited to see what's got to come.
Pat DeCole at NASCAR.com. Chase was just in here and said that you reached out to him on Sunday after the race. He seemed to really appreciate that. So can you explain why you felt the need to do that? Yeah,
I mean, you know, it sucks when you ruin someone's day that early. I mean, trust me, it sucked for us. I mean, I hated our day got shortened, but you know, to take out, you know, some front running guys like that's never something that you want to do. I mean, accidents happen. You know, it's racing. You know, they're going to happen at some point or another. It's just part of the sport, and it sucks. But you know, I just felt like I at least owed them the apology. You know, I texted him and Brad both, and just said, you know, I was sorry for shortening their day, but you know, it's not what we want to see as drivers. We don't want to see each other. We're not out here trying to take each other out and ruin each other's day. And when we do, you know, the least you can do is give them the courtesy of a text and apologize. And I feel like it's going to go a long way with them guys, and you know, maybe they'll return the favor in the future if something was to ever happen where we were racing hard. That, you know, they'll respect you a little more.
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you very much, and get out there and get your Hulu subscriptions. Have a good day.
We're going to continue with our media availabilities.